show up at the polls at a time when, in the midst of a pandemic, it's a more complicated premise than usual. And this isn't a question necessarily of people voting for Trump rather than Biden, but rather feeling emboldened and excited enough to show up at all. It's going to be a turnout election in more now.
Yeah. And so that brings into question, Margaret, of course, kind of the Postal Service, the U.S. Postal Service, and mail-in votes here. This seems to be a very fluid situation. I want to give you more and more political all the time.
It is, and the president said things that were contradictory yesterday, or appeared to be contradictory. Democrats have asked for billions, $25 billion in more money for election security in this, what is a stalled negotiation process on Capitol Hill.
This weekend on Face the Nation on CBS?
Well, we will be joined by Dr. Scott Fowley, the former FDA commissioner, gets the latest on the virus, which the CDC has warned this could be a really bad fall, given the combination of the flu and COVID. We'll also speak to the mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, and we have the CEO of CrowdStrike, Dmitry Alperovitch, to talk to us about election security and disinformation. He'll tell us what he is seeing. If you recall, CrowdStrike.
It is a wonderful day to be talking about watching one of the most notorious creeps, one of the most notorious criminal stalkers online go down. Wow, we're going to talk about that guy. That guy's fucked up. He's fucked up, man. He finally met his match. Fucking motherfucker's going down. So, what's up, everybody? So, Mark Scott reporting. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're going to do this, man. We're going to do this like a family. He's having some problems right now. It's going to be good. You know what the hell is happening? Shit, man. My shit is all fucked up, man. Someone's sabotaging my shit. So, Mark Scott reporting. So, Trump is, how's everybody doing, man? Welcome. Come on in. So Trump is making a lot of news. You know that guy, the president of the United States, making some news, saying that he can win New York. Wow. Donald Trump, last time a Republican won the New York honor to win the rigged election in New York, where you get basically winning New York requires that you not only win upstate New York, which most Republicans usually do. Trump won all of New York except for New York City, which has the majority of the people. Well, not really. It has the majority of the what? The cheating, right? They fucking cheat. The Democrats cheat, right? So can Trump win New York City? That's really the question. Can he win upstate New York? New York is divided. It's considered, when you live in New York, there's upstate. Everything upstate is above, I don't know, maybe Westchester or so, right? And Trump wins. Trump won all of rural New York, just like Pennsylvania and Ohio and all that stuff. Right? It's the same. It's the same people. Right? And so can Donald Trump overcome the margin of cheating in New York City? I doubt that. I think that the cheating and the Democratic establishment is so well established and so deep. We'll talk about that. And what else? Trump plans to do the RNC. All these conventions are going to be. We're living in the time of it's everything's remote. Remote conventions, remote voting. You talk about the opportunity to cheat. Now they're not even in our face. We can't even see them anymore. You know what I'm saying? So cheating is cheating. So Trump says he's going to deliver the speech on his RNC speech on the White House lawn. That's a nice idea. Right? We'll take a look at that. And the big story, Edward Snowden. Trump has spoken for the first time about Edward Snowden as president. When he was running for president, he talked about Edward Snowden like 35 or 40 times. He's a criminal. He's a terrorist. He's a treasonist. He should be executed. Edward Snowden, the whistleblower who's hiding out in Russia right now, can't come back to the U.S. without prosecution. So Trump has spoken on Edward Snowden. We'll take a look at it, and we're going to take a relatively deep dive into this internet security issue of predators, trollers, stalkers, criminal stalkers, people that qualify as extortionists, people that get up in your business, right? Whatever your business is, whether it's petty, whether you're a cat lady with a couple $100 in the bank, or you're a 100-time millionaire, hedge fund guy from Florida. They don't care. Or you're a mild-mannered reporter like Marcus Conte. These fucks will get up in your ass because they think it's funny, and they've been unchecked for so long until now. So Mr. Schoenberger, Thomas Schoenberger, the creep that stalked this reporter, and many other people, is facing the music. So we're going to take a look at what happened yesterday in court. In a Florida court, a hearing was held with Schoenberger, and it was a remote court, and I have the copy of the remote hearing, and we'll listen to what Mr. Schoenberger has to say in his defense. But I can tell you that it's ugly because the judge has ruled the injunction to stop Schoenberger as an emergency issue. So this guy's basically fucked. I would love to see his partner, Dave Acton, Schwaggart, right? The other guy, right? That they were working in cahoots. One was punching the other. It was like a tag team, right? They all had the same 5-minute stalker videos. I'm going to get you, Conte. Conte, you're going to get sued. Conte, I'm going to get you. You stalked my son. You stalked my son. That was Schoenberger. Fucking crazy guys, right? Real psychopaths, right? Real fucking nut jobs, right? So we're gonna. It's my honor to assist in cleaning house, right? Finally, we got somebody with some deep pockets. Gabe Hoffman's dragging Schoenberger into court, and it's look. If not me, then they'll come after you, right? That's what these guys do. They're an extortion ring. They're a ring of characters. They get up in your business and they make believe that they meet you through some channel. In my case, I think it was DeFango and Jason Goodman or whatever. And then they creep up on you and say, oh, and then what they do is they spend all of their time. Their occupation is to follow you around. Now, one would think, well, maybe they're getting paid for it, but no, it's extortion. The pay comes later. Right? They try to take you to court or whatever the fuck they do. They try to scare you. So we're gonna look at the criminality of Mr. Thomas Schoenberger, who's hiding out in somewhere. He's hiding out. Where the fuck is he? I forgot where he is. Oh, he's hiding out, and so we got him. We got him, man. This shit is up. So Mark's Conte reporting. Good morning, everybody in the chat. No brainer. Blue line, Bigfoot. Dead game is here. Spirit child, Terry B. What's up, everybody? So here we go. So what's the first story today? Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. Can you imagine this shit? Look at this. Look at the day and age. Blue suits, right? They're in there. She's got her pantsuit on. Is this what we're going to see? Like the Attorney General of California, the top cop, who claims to be black, but she's as white as Joe Biden. That 55-year-old kind of flubby. Hey, flubby. All right, with masks on. Look at the masks, man. How scary, man. Creepy, right? We're living in creepy times. I don't know how to get it to. It's just creepy. Right? Creepy Joe Biden picks. I can't see how in the world anybody votes for these people. They have nothing to say. They stand on nothing. Nothing at all. Hello, everybody. Me so hungry. So kindly become a Patreon of this channel at marcusconte.com. All the things that I talk about end up over there anyway. And right now I'm featuring this live jury trial, the people's trial that you guys gave the internet, a live trial of the racist black who attacked me at the Brooklyn Hospital Center, which is now an active case, a real discrimination case against this reporter for discrimination, I guess it's defamation too, whatever, man. It's guy calling me, saying I got white privilege, ejecting me from the hospital grounds, right, for white privilege. So that's highlighted right now. We got the homo larpos. I don't know if they're homos, but whatever. Who cares, right? Do I care? I don't even want to think about it. Are these two homos? Are they friends or homos, right? You know that game, you can play that game in New York City a lot. When you see two men walking together, are they friends or are they homos? In this case, they're homos. Or maybe they're friends, or maybe neither. I don't know. But anyway, kindly become a Patreon of this channel through PayPal. Right? You hit the tip jar, and it's a one-time contribution through PayPal, or you become an ongoing contributor through Patreon. I whack this link right here, and you end up over there, right? And so thank you. So here we go. So Trump the genius says this. Trump says spike in crime, high taxes could help him win New York in 2020 election. What does that have to do with anything, Trump? It's about cheating. It's really about the cheat. Can Trump win New York? Because if he wins New York, that means that's a given. He won Ohio. He's got to win Ohio. He's got to win Pennsylvania. He's got to win Michigan, Wisconsin. He's got to win the Rust Belt. If he wins the Rust Belt, the rest of it, he doesn't really have to win New York to win the Electoral College. But if he wins New York, then it's a grand slam. It's a slam dunk. I got one other thing I want to show you. I forgot about it. So when people want to know, my history or background, I don't know why that's interesting to people. But anyway, when I had said that I was a writer, I was famous before Marcus Conte. I was a famous guy, right? I was a book writer, right? I wrote this shit, man. And you can see, right? This is a poster, right? This shit was on the fucking wall in when I did a book tour. I did a book tour. Barnes and Noble welcomes Marcus Goodwin. Who's Marcus Goodwin? Goodwin was a stage name I used, author of The Psychic Investor, Discussion and Signing. Yes, right? Look at that shit, man. In the music department. That's where they held my shit, in the music department. So I pulled this shit off the wall, man. I was doing a book tour, and I saw this on the way out. I said, "Fucking give me that shit, man!" I took it off the wall. That's for fucking crazy, right? I had a souvenir. I had it. It was, you know what that was? It was stashed behind the painting. I forgot it was even there, and then I moved the painting for some reason I moved the painting, I guess, to see something, and there it was. Fucking. So anyway, it's a pen name. It's a pen name. Marcus Goodwin is a pen name. Oh, one other show and tell. You're gonna love this, man. This is fucking great. All right, so my leg still hurts, right? So I use like Chinese herbs, right? This shit is crazy, man. Check this out. You can't make this up. Just let it focus. It's not gonna focus. Come on, focus for me. Focus for me. Oh, there it is. Come on, focus. Oh, there it is. Okay. Wang To Ik. Oh my God, this fucking shit is amazing. Look at this, man. It's fucking Chinese herb shit, right? I rubbed this shit on my legs, man. And, it's just fucking, it works, right? Wang To Ik. It's menthol, right? It's like a fucking rub. It's a rub, right? You put this shit on you. It smells like menthol, right? But, it's really strong. And you rub it on yourself, right? And you fucking... And it works, man. See, I don't mess around with it. I don't mess around with this bullshit fucking, this bullshit American medicine. It doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. So you put that shit on there, and then they say don't walk and don't stretch, and that's exactly what you do. You stretch and you walk. So anyway, can Trump win New York? A show and tell for today. Show and tell. Don't be a dick in the chat. Don't be dicks in the chat. Don't be dicks. Just be cool, man. Got a link for your book? Yeah, it's on the website. Go to the website. Go to Amazon. Just Google it. Amazon at The Psychic Investor, and you'll find it. So anyway, what else? So can Trump win New York? President Trump said during an exclusive Oval Office interview on Thursday that his campaign is putting New York in play against Joe Biden in 2020 election. That's wishful thinking, but let's read. Trump told the Post that he believes a spike in violent crime and high taxes can help him win his home state in an upset against Biden and running mate Kamala Harris. Over the last 6 months, there's what's happened is insane. This is Trump. It's insane. So we're going to try very hard to win New York, and it will be the first time. Is that since Ronald Reagan, I guess? Since Reagan, Trump said. Quote, I will bring down taxes. I will make sure that New York City is safe. I mean, this is one of our cherished, this is a cherished diamond of this country. We can't let this happen to New York. The president said his campaign would spend money on efforts to win New York, and he plans to make campaign stops. Fantastic. I'll be there, President Trump. I will be there. Kindly come to New York. The last time you did, you squeaked by in Long Island. That's not New York. Come to New York City. Do Madison Square Garden, right? Do Yankee Stadium. I'll be there. Do something big in New York, man. We'll be there. I think Trump would be surprised. I think, patriots would come out left, right, and center to see Trump. Yeah, there'll be some protests, but who cares? That shit doesn't fly in New York City, man. The patriots would just push him right out of the box. Right? So, quote, We're going to invest in there. We're going to visit. I'm going to put it down, as you know, on the list, Trump said. For instance, we think we're going to win in New Mexico. We think we're going to win in Minnesota. We think we're going to have a shot perhaps in Virginia. Maybe. I don't understand why he doesn't win Virginia. Well, there's a heavy, African American black concentration in Virginia that swings it. Again, probably a lot of cheating. They have a Republican governor, I believe. Isn't it that shady guy that was in bed with Hillary Clinton? I forgot his name. Trump summoned to the Oval Office his White House political director, Brian Jack, who told the Post he believes the Republicans have a good chance of at least flipping some congressional seats. And what did he say? He said, what else did he say? This is fucking classic Trump. Classic Trump. I will solve the crime problem. I will solve their tax problem. I will solve all their problems, Trump said. Who would not vote for me, he said. We're going to look into SALT. We're going to look into crime. We're going to look into all the things and solve the problems of many problems that they have in New York. Wow. That's like right out of the fucking I don't know. There's something very odd about that. Something very interesting about that. He's like a talk show. It's so simplistic, right? It's so simplistic. I will solve the crime problem. I will solve their tax problem. I will solve all of their problems, right? Without being specific on how he's going to do it. He's just going to solve the problem. So that's the magic of Trump. So Trump, moving on. Trump plans to deliver RNC speech on White House lawn. Nice. Well, because since the conventions are busts, the DNC and the RNC conventions are busts because they're so terrified. I have nothing else to show today. I don't have any more show and tell. I blew both of my show and tells. Oh, I have a light. You want to see my light? I'll show you my light. This is a cool fucking light, man. It's got a wire attached, but it's a light. Right? It's new. It's like a light. Right? So I can put more light on myself. Right? I like it, man. See, look how light I am. I love gadgets, man. I'm a fucking fan. Total fan of gadgets, right? So Trump plans to deliver RNC speech on White House lawn. I bet the Democrats will have something to say about that. Oh, you can't do that. That's private property. Well, that's government property. So, is it a good idea? I think it is. Let Biden sit in his house in Delaware, and Trump will use the White House to speak. I like it. So, President Trump on Thursday confirmed to the Post. Trump speaking directly to the New York Post. He intends to give his Republican National Convention speech from the White House lawn, defying critics who say the location was inappropriate. During an exclusive Oval Office interview, the president said he would visit the battlefield of Gettysburg as a later date, and described his vision of social distancing speech in front of supporters at the executive mansion in D.C. Oh, that would have been nice, man. Doing the RNC acceptance speech where Lincoln gave his Gettysburg address 7 years ago. Isn't that what it is? I don't know what it is. No, the Gettysburg address was he addressed the people. He was on. It was the killing field. They went there and the speech itself was so brief because you could smell the dead bodies rotting in the field. They didn't even clean up the battlefield yet. And Lincoln went there to give a speech about the Emancipation Proclamation, right? To encourage the North to continue in their quest. So great location. Whoa, Pennsylvania, great location. I'll probably be giving my speech at the White House because it's a great place. It's a place that makes me feel good. It makes the country feel good. Trump told the Post, saying it would also be easiest for law enforcement and Secret Service. Right? We do it possibly outside on one of the lawns. We have various lawns. So we could have it outside in terms of the China virus. He continued, referring to social distancing guidelines and coronavirus pandemics. We could have quite a group of people. It's very big, a very big lawn. We could have a big group of people, he said, when asked if he'd formally accept the Republican nomination for president with a crowd of supporters. So the president was last month forced to scrap his plans for a raucous RNC celebration in Jacksonville, Florida, as a result of the COVID-19 nonsense. So, interestingly, the attacks against him doing that are people that cite the Hatch Act, that you can't use public property or government property or government people to run politics, which is incorrect because the president and the vice president are exempt from that Hatch Act. So Nancy Pelosi is lying. The idea of the president delivering his convention speech from the executive residency roiled his critics, including Nancy Pelosi. Whether it's legally wrong or ethically out of the question, it shouldn't even be something that was expressed, Pelosi told Andrea Mitchell. Ugh, Andrea Mitchell. You know who Andrea Mitchell is? She's that old hag, the crow-faced lady on MSNBC who's married to Alan Greenspan. She's like in her high 70s, and Greenspan is like 90. Alan fucking Greenspan is her husband. And she's the one who venomously went against Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, he's a socialist. He's a because Bernie Sanders has grilled Alan Greenspan 100 times in his career in the Senate. So the Hatch Act prohibits government employees from participating in partisan politics activities when they are on duty in uniform or on federal property. It, quote, listen, Nancy, hey, Nancy, it does not apply to the president or the vice president. So is it a good idea? Is it a good idea to have the RNC, have the president of the United States do his acceptance speech from the White House? Hell fucking yeah. Hell fucking yeah. We were going to do something terrific at Gettysburg, but when it gets a little cooler, Trump said. So the RNC convention will be August 24th. It's now August 14th, just for a heads up. While the Democrats will hold their convention August 17th through the 20th. Now this shit's going to get real, man. If it's not real already, right? We're going to have one of the most contested elections in American history, where the Democrats are going to try to cheat Trump out of a second term. So that should be interesting. And here's the amazing part of this, right? Check this out. Amazing part of the story. Trump, a lot of people think Edward Snowden not being treated fairly, right? Now, remember, during the primaries while he was running, he was systematically bashing Snowden, calling him a spy, a traitor, and calling for execution of Edward Snowden, while he was elevating Julian Assange, saying that Julian Assange, I love WikiLeaks. I love WikiLeaks. I can't wait for the next drop. WikiLeaks. Right? Assange and WikiLeaks, right? He touted, and now it's the opposite. Now he wants Snowden, who's hiding in Russia, to come, to get some sort of clemency, and he turned his back on Assange, who's still rotting in a prison, Belmarsh prison in England. So President Trump polled his aides on Thursday, because that's all Trump does. Trump is just a poll guy. He has no ideology. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? And then that's what Trump thinks. Trump doesn't have any conviction, any ideology, any morality, I want to say. So President Trump polled his aides on Thursday. Are we buffering? Are we disgustingly buffering? Are we buffering? Give me a 1 if we're buffering, 2 if we're not buffering. I see some flashing buffering signs. Buffer. Because we're talking about Edward Snowden. What is that, a bad name? I'm sorry I said his name. Charlie Hoden. Fucking machine, the robot, the Bluetooth robot is on us. In New York City, what are we talking about? I forgot what we're talking about. So, yeah, does Trump think that he could win New York? What? That's not the article. That's not the article, Conte. The article is Snowden. President Trump. We're not buffering. I'm sorry, man. I'm just a little off here. Whenever I see flashing red lights in my face, it kind of turns me away from the news a little bit. So I'll just keep going. President Trump polled his aides on Thursday about whether he should let anti-surveillance whistleblower and leaker Edward Snowden return to the U.S. from China without going to prison, saying he was open to it. There are a lot of people that think that he is not being treated fairly. I mean, I hear that you in the Oval Office being solicited views from his staff. Trump commented on Snowden for the first time as president after accusing former Barack Obama of spying on his 2016 convention, his 2016 campaign. So I sense that we are buffering, and we're buffering, so I'm going to play some music while we're buffering. Fuck you. Try to throw off the robot. Throw off the robot. Take that, robot. Take that, robot. Hey, robot. Cleaning up the robot. Yeah, it's glitchy. Someone's saying that the video, we can hear you, but the video is glitchy. That's the problem. We can try to do it. Okay, so there, we took a little intermission, man. Took a little intermission. Charlie Poden. And the second I say his name, I get flashing red lights, man. It's just crazy, man. Shit is crazy, man. Why are we down? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, we're down. Oh, no, we're down. We are down. Stop. Are we down? Are we down? Are we down? Oh, no, 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 no. Are we down? Are we up? Are we up? Are we down? How are we doing? How are we doing? Are we up? Are we down? We lost everybody. Everybody went away. Everybody, come on back. Come on back. Come on back. I know, we're getting attacked. Vinny DiMartini is in the house. Nothing we can do about it. We're having a rough day today. Trying to talk about Trump. Everybody's here today. Harkview Cinema's here. And, we're trying to get into this, get into the trolls, right? So maybe the trolls attacked us. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the stalkers. Maybe the stalkers are doing this. Are the stalkers messing with the feed? I'm try to. Oh, we're back up. There are only 9 people watching. Where is everybody? Everybody's gone. Come back to me, man. So there you have it. I don't know. It's I'm getting mixed messages, so I don't know what to do. So Hoden and Bloden, is it because of Trump? Is it because of we're talking about Trump? Or is it because we're about to talk about the stalkers, the disgusting stalkers, right? Those fucks, right? They're probably stalking this channel right now. Is that what you guys are doing? You guys stalking the channel? Is primary stalker Thomas Schoenberger in the house? The evil fuck, right? The guy that should be in jail. That we're going to try to get him thrown in jail soon. So let's jump into the LARPs. Right? So this is Thomas Schoenberger. Right? He's on trial. Right? There's a court shit happening in. So let me, I didn't really finish up because I'm distracted. So Snowden is a spy, and Trump in that article, Trump says that we should listen to Edward Snowden because I don't know, because we should listen to him because he said if he could give us some dirt on Biden, and he even says that in the article, if he could give us a little bit on on Biden, then we might be able to talk, right? What a fucking sellout, right? What a quid pro quo Trump guy, right? Trump is saying, give me something and we'll let you go. That's fucked up, man. What about the fact that Edward Snowden was in the right to expose the crimes of the United States government? What about that, Trump? So anyway, so we're gonna talk about these creeps right here. This is creep number one, right? This guy's bad news, right? So Thomas Schoenberger is there was a trial yesterday, a hearing in Florida to hear the case of Schoenberger, Gabe Hoffman versus Schoenberger. Gabe Hoffman, this Schoenberger guy has accused Gabe Hoffman of killing some weird guy, Isaac Cappy, in like that the guy's a hedge fund guy. Gabe Hoffman is a hedge fund guy. He's worth $100 million. And this crazy fuck is trying to say that Gabe Hoffman got on a plane and went to New Mexico and killed Isaac Cappy. What a psychopath, right? He's a psychopath. And he's also stalked me a bunch of times. You stalked my son. That's what he says. You stalked my son, Conte. I'm going to get you, you motherfucker. Conte, I'm going to fucking sue you. I'm going to punch you in your face, you motherfucker. Man, this guy's a real creep, and I'll play some of the clips of him. So if you want to find out more about these guys, go over here. So it's in this article on my page, marcusconte.com, and go to LARP News. And I cover him down here. I probably should cover him a little more. But you can see the Hoffman case, and you could also click on his name over here, and I give you all of the files, all of the disgusting things that this prick has said about this reporter. We got the defamation case, all his legal battles, and you could just stroll through and listen to Thomas Schoenberger attack this reporter for a month. So do I have a personal connection to this case? Yeah, I do, because I was attacked. And if Gabe Hoffman is watching or his attorneys are watching this, just, hey, kindly know, look, my evidence is your evidence, right? He attacked me just like he attacked you and continues to attack you, right? And that, as I've said all along, Acton, Schwaggart, D. George Schwaggart is the same creep. He's the same kind of guy. He's not coming at you because you have deep pockets and he's afraid of you. But he comes at everybody else, right? All of these creeps, guys like Schoenberger, they all have 25 different enemies, right? And then they always claim that they attacked me, right? Nobody attacks you. You're a scumbag, right? You're a predator. Right? Here he is, man. So here's something. I mean, I'm just going to play some stuff because there's nothing else to do today, right? So this is something that this psychopath put up about me, Marcus Conte Goodwin. So now you know where the Goodwin comes from. A 55-year-old Brooklyn psychopath thinks it's okay to stalk my 19-year-old son and has emailed me repeatedly telling me to go fuck up, go dig up and fuck my dead mother. I did tell him that. I told him, why don't you go fuck your dead mother? Right? Because he kept emailing me over and over again about stupidity, accusing me of stalking his deformed son. This guy, Wolfgang, I don't fucking know the guy. He kept bringing him up, so I had to go find out who he is. So this is Wolfgang. I'm sorry, you're not deformed. You're just a guy. Take fucking responsibility for your father. The guy's a psychopath, man. Wolfgang, right? So he tells me I'm a close associate of Manuel Chavez, a.k.a. DeFango. No associate of anybody, right? DeFango was talking about this guy, and that's the only reason I even brought him up. And then Schoenberger decided to stalk me. And this is all before Gabe Hoffman, before the Isaac Cappy nonsense. That whole story is garbage. Isaac Cappy was a weird guy in New Mexico. He was high, and he killed himself, right? He jumped off a bridge, right? So leave the guy alone. Let the fucking guy rest already. So, but scumbags like Schoenberger take that as an opportunity and try to pin it on somebody else. So Marcus also likes Lestat. What do you mean I like Lestat? I'm seeking. Here's where it gets stalking. I am seeking any information on Mr. Conte. My last name is spelled with an E, you moron. And other victims, since he has a reputation as a gang stalker and is currently stalking a former DHS officer. So there's where he makes a false accusation. I'm a gang stalker? What gang? I don't have a fucking gang. I got gang. It's ridiculous, right? And is currently stalking a former DHS officer. And who might that DHS officer be? That is Dave Acton. So you see how they work hand in hand with each other. He's saying that I stalked. Right? It's all ridiculous, right? Hi, Wolfgang. So I just wanted to bring this up, and I want to play a couple of videos of him attacking me, right? This action, and then we're going to listen to some of the trial, some of the actual hearing where now he's facing the music in an emergency situation. Gabe Hoffman has finally got this fuck in court. I'm telling you, he should line up Acton right next to him. I mean, that's my advice to him. And get Aleppo in there too. Drag that disgusting scumbag Aleppo in there too, because Aleppo gave these guys a platform on his teenage FBI. Someone tell me why I do the things right. Aleppo, the creep, Daniel Cromer, gave these guys an opportunity to stalk people. He gave them a platform. He hosted them for hours and hours and hours while they defamed one person after another. Daniel Cromer did. Right? These are fucked up people, man. These are fucked up people, and I have a beef right now with DeFango because I don't like the fact, DeFango. I like you, but I don't like the fact of what you're doing. I think what you're doing is misguided. You are giving a platform to Daniel Cromer. Are you fucking kidding me? I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. That guy he's the getaway driver. Don't you understand? You've got Swaggart and you got Acton, Dave Acton, and also Swaggart, his name, and Thomas Schoenberger working as a tag team, pounding people like the crazy fucking like the tooth lady, right? The snaggletooth lady. Why are they attacking relentlessly? And also know that Swaggart is the Port Neches bomber, the guy that I had a report to the FBI for accusing me of being doing some sort of nefarious activity in Texas. And we had to report him to the FBI and report him over and over again. This is George Webb's crazy brother, right? Working together with Thomas Schoenberger and being supported by none other than Daniel Cromer, the failed librarian from New Mexico that we exposed. And so again, I know this kind of stuff is a little down, but this is all I got today. This is what I want to talk about. And tomorrow will be different. We will be talking about elections. We will be talking about real stuff. But this is important stuff because this is about what is acceptable on the internet. Is it acceptable to go on the internet and then be extorted by creeps like that? For me, it's a joke. For me, I laugh at it. These guys are a joke to me. They're the Three Stooges, right? They're buffoons, right? I'm within my rights to cover your nonsense. If you have a case pending, that means that you're now in the public eye. All these guys are public figures. All of them. Schoenberger claims they cannot claim privacy. Schoenberger claims that he is some kind of successful composer. He always says, "I'm a composer." The fact is, he probably doesn't even play piano. That's the speculation that he lies about that too. That he claims to be a composer, but when you claim public eye, you can't claim privacy. Swaggart too. D. George Swaggart, just by mentioning his name here, will put a privacy strike. I just want to tell you what they do. He'll put a privacy strike against this video, claiming that I revealed his privacy. No, Mr. fucking Dopey Dave, you are a dope because you have a website and you have a YouTube channel and you have been on InfoWars, and therefore you are a public figure. And Daniel Cromer, you took your shot and failed. You wanted to be the teenage FBI. Someone tell me why. That means you guys are public figures, inescapable. And Outram, the fat fuck from Australia, I haven't seen him, so we'll leave him alone, right? But I have up here so that it really, really sinks in, is that this is the case against Jason Goodman. Schwaggart put a case against Jason Goodman because Jason Goodman has too big of a mouth and can't shut up, right? You could talk about them, but don't start making up lies. These guys make up lies about you, and you don't turn around and make up lies about them. That's stupid. Just stay in the truth, and you got them, right? So, and I think the judge in New York, Southern District, has it perfect. She says it involves two pro se litigants whose occupations appear to consist chiefly of concocting outlandish conspiracy theories and accusing one another of criminal conduct and other misbehavior on the internet. Wow, it's so amazing, right? In this case, in the case of Goodman versus Schwaggart, Schwaggart versus Goodman, it is two litigants accusing others of being LARPers. But in the case of Hoffman, it really isn't. It's one LARPer accusing the plaintiff of criminal conduct and other misbehavior on the internet, right? And that's what they do, right? They accuse, but there's never any evidence of any of it because it's made up. They try to put the other guy on the defense, and then when he defends himself, oh, see, he's attacking me. You see how the psychology works? They're creeps. Right? It's a formula. It's a 1-2 punch. It's old. It's obvious. They'll only come at you if they think that you have something to gain. If they have something to gain, like they think, like, I don't know, maybe because I talk about them, then that's good for me. That's good for my reputation. No, it's horrible for you. It's horrible for your reputation because you're a prick and a scumbag, and I'm going to tell everybody exactly what you're doing every time you do it, because that's what I do. That's what I do. So here's one video. Listen to this.
More video. The reason why I won't.
This is the voice of Thomas Schoenberger. He's like Satan. Listen.
Do Manuel Chavez's show is the same reason why, if I'm ever face to face with him, I'm not going to ever shake his hand.
Thomas
if
Schoenberger.
It was legal, I'd beat the fucking shit out of him. That's how I feel. You don't hang out with the enemy. You don't. That is cowardice. That's the definition of cowardice. You don't go running back to someone who has attempted to destroy your life. I appreciated what Jay Alon did last night. He tried to reason.
So here he is accusing DeFango of something, but he moves on to
with Manuel Chavez, and Manuel Chavez wanted to dominate him.
Threats of violence.
And that's only because he's hiding behind a camera. In real life, Manuel Chavez would be hiding under the furniture like a digitally penetrated lapdog. So we know that's the truth. And that's why I don't give any quarter for him or for Marcus. Same thing with Marcus, if it was legal, I was face to face with him, he'd be bloody.
He's going to bloody me up. Right? Acts of violence. Right? I see. One of the reasons why I've never done any legal activity towards any of these guys is because they always threaten with muscle. Right? And I've always said that if you come into my building, if you think Schoenberger and Acton, you're going to come to New York and you're going to bully me, you have no fucking idea what you're in for. You have no idea the gravity to which you will be shut down. Right? You will, the saying, you'll walk in, but you go limping on out. You may not even limp out. So that's why what do I care, man?
He would have his head pounded into the pavement.
I would have my head pounded in the pavement. So violent acts.
That wig would come off, and he'd be a bloody pulp. The fake teeth would be.
So this is the kind of shit that the guy puts up. Here's another one. Watch this.
Interesting here. A little note that I got. Let me read it off. So, That's the problem. And now I'm going to tell you guys something really interesting here. A little note that I got. Let me read it off. Hello. You may not know the extent of Marcus Conte's criminality, but he stomped on a woman and they convicted him of assault with a with a weapon, and I guess the boot was the weapon. I'm just reading through this. He had a girlfriend who came back and said that she was pregnant, and he beat the crap out of her, and then he kicked her, and then he repeatedly kicked her in the belly, saying, "This is my type of abortion." Wow. So Marcus Conte, your girlfriend comes back and says that she missed a period, and your reaction was to brutalize her and to repeatedly kick her in the belly with your boot. You fucking scumbag. You piece of shit. You know what? I'll tell you what. Fly out to the left coast. We'll go mano a mano. Because I'd like to beat you within an inch of your life.
He's going to beat me to an inch of my life. So there you have it's creepy, right? The guy's a real fucking creep, right? He's a real creep, and you hear him say he's making up a story that somehow that I kicked the woman in the stomach and I assaulted a woman and killed the baby inside of her stomach, right? That's what he's saying, right? Now that is right up there with accusing Gabe Hoffman of killing Isaac Cappy. He's saying that it was a girlfriend that I kicked in the stomach. It's total nonsense, right? It's made up. It's a made up story. That's what the guy does. Right? Makes up a story and tries to advance a story. But you can see how dark and ugly and scummy he is. That's why this guy he should be thrown in jail, right? Hopefully they can step it up to a jail sentence for Mr.
Fucking piece of shit woman.
Piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit.
Fucking criminal. Goddamn felon posing as a reporter. And Kerry Wolf, shame on you. Shame on you.
So that's the gravity to which this guy operates. So yesterday, someone's saying in the chat that the other video got chopped off. Are we now in a second video? Is this the same video? I don't even know anymore, man. I'm just gonna keep going, man, because we got some people here, right? So let's talk about Mr. Schoenberger a little more. Here's the court case. This is spectacular, right? I don't know who put this up. Douglas Stewart and someone dropped this to me in an Intel drop, so I've got it now. And OG Juan Kenobi also had it up.
All right, Mr. Klein, you represent the plaintiff, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and I think Mr. Schoenberger is representing himself. Is he online, please?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Looks like we have a couple of different matters. There's a request for an injunction, a motion for a temporary injunction, and then there's a motion to dismiss based on lack of in personam jurisdiction. I suppose I should take up the motion to dismiss first, because if I don't have jurisdiction, I can't enter an injunction. So let's deal with that first. I think that would be the defendant's motion. So, Mr. Schoenberger, I'm going to let you address your motion first, and I'm going to get a response from the plaintiff, and then we'll see how we proceed.
See, this is music to my ears, right? Seeing Schoenberger have to show up with a real lawyer on the other side. That's Hoffman's lawyer, and a judge in Florida. This is brilliant, right? This is beautiful stuff right here. Schoenberger, you're going down, man. This is your calling. I could jump on this case, I can intervene in this case and present this judge with all the evidence that I have. If I want to, it's easy. It's just a formality. I have the evidence. He's got nothing. He's just got made up lies about me. What's that going to do, right?
Thank you, Your Honor. I formally object to the plaintiff's emergency motion for injunctive relief, including but not limited to plaintiff's supplemental filing and notice of intent request for production of documents for lack of jurisdiction. That plaintiff clearly is feigning relief by attempting to join a stranger who lives in Florida. This is an online person who goes by the name of Ashley Reagan.
So the nature of this hearing is to say the nature of what the judge wanted to know is Schoenberger argued that the judge doesn't have jurisdiction because he's in Florida. And the other thing is there was another to add torturous interference into the fold. So the bottom line is that Schoenberger himself has not answered the complaint. He keeps defaming Hoffman over and over. He's relentless. He just keeps going round the clock, saying he killed Isaac Cappy, saying he's in the Jewish mob, he's Mossad, he's trying to kill me. He makes up all his nonsense, right? Round the clock, right? At what point do you stop a motherfucker like this? At what point do you lock the guy up? Right? That's the point of this whole thing. How far can these cocksuckers push the internet envelope before they're stopped? Right? Is it legal to just defame people, just to talk about, make up lies about prominent people or people working their way up the ladder? Is it legal? Can you do that? Is slander and defamation legal in this country? Making up lies that you... What I'm doing is reporting. I have an opinion, but I'm reporting the facts. If I don't have the facts, if you're not in court, if there's no defamation suit, I'm not talking about you. Do you ever hear me talk about these creeps? I only talk about them when they do something stupid. And in the case of Acton and Goodman, that case is now being heard by a judge, and the judge is having an opinion, saying that they're ridiculous, incomprehensible, illogical nuts, right? Crackpots, right? That they're conspiracy theorists, right? And now you have another judge who's saying that this is an emergency. The Florida judge is calling it an emergency to impose an injunction on Schoenberger. So the way I understood it, I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's too long. But what I understood, if you want to listen to it, it's right there. It's Douglas Stewart, and you could watch it for yourself. I'll drop the link in the box, and you can watch that on your own. But the judge essentially said, no, I have jurisdiction, so that's out. So Schoenberger will have to answer the claim. He doesn't have to answer. If he doesn't answer, it's just, he can answer via a verbal answer in his hearing. But if he doesn't provide a written answer, that's crazy, right? So he'll probably have to push. They're now pushing Schoenberger to answer. And then in about a week from now, there'll be an emergency hearing to see if there's an injunction, which means that Schoenberger could be held that if he continues to attack Hoffman online, he could be in violation of the court's order, contempt of court, and could be arrested. So that's a good thing. That injunction, putting a boot on Schoenberger's neck, on his throat, will silence him. You should do the same with Acton, I'm telling you. That's the only way you'll stop these creeps. They'll just keep making up lies, saying you're attacking them. So and then when you have to defend yourself, then you're attacking them. No, you're not attacking them. You're putting the facts on the record. They don't have any facts. They no longer even have sites to display their facts because they're full of shit. They're frivolous. And when they start to put that shit on YouTube, it gets deleted or it gets knocked down. So anyway, what else? So
have never met this person, never had dinner or lunch with them, and never.
So Schoenberger, he goes on. He uses his opening statement to defame somebody else, saying that he has no involvement with this Ashley Elio.
Reagan, online person, by Hoffman's doxing of her in the past couple of days. He
because of the challenge to in personam jurisdiction in the long-arm statute, precisely what the parties believe is happening here. Let me go to Mr. Klein. Explain to me, is this is there a website? I mean, what's happening here? Is there a blog? How is all of this being transmitted? And then it gets to the question of in personam jurisdiction.
See, even the judge is a little perplexed by it. How is this guy attacking you? And the lawyer's going to tell him they do it through multiple means. They'll, like for example, with Dave Acton. Dave Acton sends emails. What he does is he CCs you into an email that he's reporting you to somebody, right? And he sends out all these crazy emails with like 50 people in the response box, right? And when you read it, it's illogical and incomprehensible because he's a lunatic, right? But he sends them. That's one way, through email torture, right? They try to. Me, it just goes into a spam box. I don't even read it anymore. I save them in a special box called LARP. His emails and Schoenberger's emails. I got hundreds of them. So that's one way, through email. The other way is making attack videos, little 5-minute clips. I'm going to get you, like making up a story about me kicking a pregnant woman in the stomach and killing her baby, and saying that's my style of abortion. Some insane. That's only one of them. There's like 30 of them saying I attacked his son. Ooh, I don't even know his son. I would love to talk to his son. If his son is available to talk, I'd be willing to talk to his son. So that's what these guys do, right? So the judge is like, how else? Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you are. YouTube, we'll make YouTube videos. It's a nonstop. As this judge said. Where's the judge? Where's the judge said it? I want to read that judge's statement. Right? Whose occupations appear to consist chiefly of concocting outlandish conspiracy theories and accusing one another of criminal conduct and other misbehavior on the internet. That's what this is, right? That's what these LARPs are. All of the people that support this thing, DeFango included, man, I'm not with you. Or that Lee Veltman idiot. You idiot, Lee Veltman, fucking Lee Veltman. I liked that guy a little while ago, but now he's a crackhead. He's a cracker. You're giving these guys platforms. He had Dave Acton on his show, and he interviewed Dave Acton, and he didn't even say like, are you taking your schizophrenia medication today? Because you're fucking crazy, man. Why are you attacking all these people? So a lot of them are snowblind. Lift the Veil, Nathan Stoltman has since, I think, walked away from all this stuff. He doesn't really deal with them anymore. But, or that other crazy guy, the Titus Frost, the future shooter that I exposed as, he's a little child from Massachusetts. They're still out there, but he's been relatively quiet as well, as far as I'm concerned. But Schoenberger and Acton are still very, very pronounced. And that Lepo creep is still going, man. So let's listen. So the judge is like, well, how exactly did these predators come at you? It's like
all of the above, Your Honor.
Okay, well,
there's Twitter, there's YouTube accounts, there's blogs. We've laid them all out in the numerous pleadings that we have filed. These all do relate to the internet and various forms of social media. The jurisdictional issue, I believe, is quite simple. In Florida, there is a case called Internet Solutions Corporation versus Marshall. It's a Supreme Court case from
This lawyer is top shelf, by the way. This guy's very sharp. I listened to his whole pitch. He's very methodical. He's very calm. He's going to go from one point to the other. He loses his mind at the end a little bit. Let's move ahead a little bit. Let's see what happens.
right. Yeah.
How you feeling now, Tommy boy? How you feeling now, Dave Acton? This guy, they're breathing down your back, man. They're breathing down your back, Lepo. This is what you get, Lepo. See, this is the point, right? This is where it leads. I was trying to tell you guys a long time ago, stay away from these creeps. They're a different kind of psychopath. Right? They're relentless in their mental illness. Right? In this as well, Schoenberger claims that he has 40 stitches in his shoulder, that he has brain damage. He fell on his head. he fell on his head and he can't stand trial. But meanwhile, he could sit at Twitter and Facebook and make up fake, insane videos all day long. He's not brain damaged enough. He's not hurt enough to stop doing that. Right? I'm hurt right now. I'm still working. Right? I'm still moving along. Leg hurts. But anyway. All right, this is where it leads. Right? This is what I was trying to say. This is what it leads to, is that if you can get them in court, but even civil is not enough. Schoenberger is going to make the tactical error of breaching this judge's injunction, which the judge is going to say, if I hear one more foul thing out of your mouth about Mr. Hoffman, and while this case is still going on, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court, and we're going to come over there to New Mexico, whatever the fuck you are, and we're going to arrest you and throw you in jail. We're going to put a warrant out for your arrest, and we're going to throw you in jail. And that would be justice. That would be justice. Although he may not ever serve a day in jail for stalking people, he could certainly, in this case, Hoffman can get him for contempt of court. And, get him thrown in jail. Shut him down, man. Shut him down.
Oh, Monday through Thursday. Okay, all right.
So they're picking dates right now.
Hearing in a week, August 20th.
Your Honor, can I make one request?
Well,
Yeah, watch.
I
This is
have one too.
Mr. Klein, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I'd like to make one request. Mr. Schoenberger has, spoken to you and raised concern about health issues that he has. But as you recognize, he's continuing to post. He's continuing to post an unbelievable amount of information about Mr. Hoffman and even about this case. I mean, he's claiming that he has physical health problems, but he posted the supplemental pleadings from the other day on the internet. And I know you're not granting the injunction, and we're not hearing that today, but Your Honor, it would be tremendously beneficial to my client to have you explain to Mr. Schoenberger that it's important that these postings stop, that they stop. And in the injunction, we're going to ask that they be removed. And it certainly would be great if he would remove them now. But at a minimum, I would like for you to caution him to keep this information off of the internet.
Well, you've correctly stated, I'm not granting an injunction right now. What I will say is the following. Mr. Schoenberger, you've indicated that you're not defaming him. Anything you do between now and then, which you post, is just going to be, if in fact there's defamatory, I don't know the merits. I mean, you both have given me your summations.
So the judge hasn't even looked at the evidence yet. You could see it's not that he's stupid. It's not that he's being naive. That's how the courts work. They look at the facts first. Do I have jurisdiction to talk about this? I'm not going to look at the evidence until I know I have jurisdiction, and then you move to the next step, which is the moving party. Gabe Hoffman is saying that Schoenberger continues to harass him and defame him. So we need an injunction to stop him, a court order to stop Schoenberger from doing it.
I haven't heard the evidence yet.
He hasn't heard the evidence yet.
But if in fact you're posting things which are defamatory and continuing to post about him between now and then, it's simply going to weaken your position. But I'm not going to enjoin him right now orally from doing anything. I'm just going to tell him that's not.
So when this judge realizes what Schoenberger is, oh my God, that shit is crazy, man. Because those lawyers, his lawyer, Hoffman's lawyer, has put together, hundreds of pages of Schoenberger attacking Gabe Hoffman. You could add I have 35 videos of Schoenberger attacking me. I've got 125 videos of Dave Acton attacking me. I've got 50 articles by Dave Acton making up lies about me. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say about this. I think I went on a little too long about it, but it's a hell of a story, right? It really is one fucking crazy, it's one crazy story, man. I don't even know what to make of that, man. I'm feeling a little low energy today. I want to get outside, and I'm gonna go do some yoga and put on my Wang Wang To Yak. Wang To Yak. It's good stuff, man. So, Mark's Conte reporting. So, going back to the beginning, Trump is trying to win New York. He's taking the convention back to the White House, and he's discussing Edward Snowden as a possible turning his back to Edward Snowden, so that Edward Snowden can come back to the United States and do some talk shows and stuff, right? The spy, right? To legitimize what Snowden did a little bit, right? Which is, he's a whistleblower. So anyway, Mark's Conte reporting. Thank you all in the chat. Sorry for the clumsiness earlier. So let's answer some questions about, because the Schoenberger thing is a little confusing. Sassafras says, how did Marcus end up on Berger's radar, given he lives across the country? I could tell you how that happened, Sassafras. Schoenberger was named in another case, right? What happened was Seth Rich. Remember the Seth Rich case? Seth Rich, who was murdered in Washington, D.C., was affiliated with the DNC. He was a DNC worker, and he mysteriously died while he was supporting Bernie Sanders. The allegation is that the Hillary Clinton team had him eliminated because he was the original WikiLeaks. He was the original leak to WikiLeaks. The DNC emails, he stole them from the DNC and delivered them to Julian Assange in England at WikiLeaks. So there was a whole bunch of right-wing kooks that were attacking Seth Rich and his brother, right? Or trying to question Seth Rich, because so there was this case pending, and Schoenberger somehow got mentioned in this case as he's everywhere, right? He's a again, this is what the guy does. The guy is he's a psychopath. He locks on to situations and spends all his time defaming people in those situations, and then here we are talking about him. Hopefully Hoffman can end his spree. But so in that case, I had DeFango was also mentioned. So I was talking to DeFango. I interviewed DeFango. DeFango was driving around in his car, and I was just picking DeFango's head. I was saying, DeFango, what's going on there? Because it is interesting that the Fox News guy, Ed Batowski, is suing or being sued by Seth Rich's brother. It was just a fascinating, case, because I look at cases a lot. I like them. I like to look at the summations of the judges to see what the idiot said and then what the judge says. Right, is fascinating to me. So that's how I got him. That's how Schoenberger. So mentioning Schoenberger's name, I guess, in a video, while I was talking to Hoffman, while I was talking to DeFango. Then the trolling started. Schoenberger started to email me relentlessly. I want to come on your show. Manuel Chavez is a murderer. He killed Isaac Cappy. He also says that Schoenberger also accuses DeFango of killing Isaac Cappy. Everybody killed Isaac Cappy, maybe except Schoenberger himself. Maybe that's what he's hiding. Maybe he actually killed Isaac Cappy himself or drove him off the ledge. So that's how Schoenberger started to creep into the picture, and I only acknowledged him because DeFango knew who he was, right? Goodman knew who he was. For some reason, everybody knew who he was. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? So that's how that started. What else, man? We're buffering again? No, we're not buffering. Tiger Bomb. So any other questions? Any other questions for me? Oh, man. So thanks everybody for joining me, man. Thanks everybody for joining me and sticking with this crazy case. What do I hope will happen? What do I hope happens? I would like to see. I would like to see people distance themselves from these creeps. Anybody who associates with a Thomas Schoenberger is a stalker, is a criminal level stalker. Anybody who sides with George Swagger, Dave Acton, is a stalker. There's no other way to put it. These guys are not human beings. They're, you know what I mean? So stay away from them, right? And let them fizzle out on their own. Swaggert's got his own problems at SDNY. Hopefully they'll hit him with sanctions, right? If he ever comes at me, I'll fucking throw the whole fucking pile of shit on his head, right? Because he can go fuck himself, right? But and Schoenberger should definitely be. I think a prison sentence would be good for him. I really do. I think he should definitely. I would like to see some time come out of that, man. Give him some time, man. So thanks everybody, man. Have a good day, man. Hope that wasn't too rambling.